You're in America now. You'll make it. You keep going.
You are bigger than a woman.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the scenes from movies that caused people to pursue legal action, whether it was justified or not. Number 10. The Devil's Advocate. Here's a warning to all future filmmakers. Be really careful that your designs weren't accidentally lifted from something else. When The Devil's Advocate was released in 1997, sculptor Frederick Hart noticed that the sculpture in Milton's apartment looked suspiciously like his ex nihilo, which is adorned on Washington's Episcopal National Cathedral. Both Hart and the cathedral sued Warner Brothers, and a judge claimed that they had a substantial likelihood of winning the case. Warner Brothers settled with the plaintiffs before it went to trial, and they were forced to make digital edits before the movie could be released for sale.
Yes! Wow! Oh, yes! Yes!
Copies that were already produced for rental were adorned with a sticker claiming that there was no relation between the movie sculpture and Hart's work. Number 9. Tears of the Sun. This Bruce Willis-led action thriller concerns a Navy SEAL team sent to rescue a United States citizen from the jungles of Nigeria. Action movies are tricky to film, owing to all the dangerous stunts and pyrotechnics, and sometimes things go wrong. In this case, things went wrong for the movie's star.
You knew all the time and you didn't tell me.
I didn't trust you.
Willis was reportedly hit in the head by an unidentified projectile during one of the movie's action scenes, resulting in extreme mental, physical, and emotional pain. He sought financial damages and compensation, as he was, quote, required to employ physicians and other medical personnel to treat his unspecified injury. He claimed that the special effects team acted negligently and exposed the crew to ultra-hazardous activity. Number 8. American Hustle. This movie concerns a historic FBI sting operation, so it's not really surprising that it was pegged with a lawsuit. What is surprising was that it had nothing to do with the FBI, merely it concerns a microwave. Jennifer Lawrence's Rosalind claims that she read in a Paul Brodeur article that microwaves zap food of their nutrition.
That's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. I read it in an article. Look, by Paul Brodeur. Bring something into this house that's gonna take all the nutrition out of our food and then light our house on fire? Thank God for me.
Brodeur is a real figure and has written extensively about microwave radiation, but he never claimed that they suck nutrition from food.
Brodeur filing a $1 million libel, slander, and defamation suit against the movie's production companies, including Columbia Pictures, saying the film attributes his name to a scientifically unsupportable statement.
He told the court as much in his lawsuit, claiming that the movie defamed and portrayed him as a fearmonger. However, a California appeals court stated that the movie was a, quote, farce, and that audiences were led to mistrust anything that the unhinged Rosalind claimed. Number 7. Die Hard 2. Product placement is all too common in blockbuster movies. As the budget for Die Hard 2 increased, Fox and Black & Decker reached an agreement. The power tool manufacturer would fork over $20,000 in exchange for John McClane using their latest tool, the Univolt cordless drill, on screen.
This is a first. Yeah, well, Holly told me I should wake up and smell the 90s.
The company was excited about the promotion and even created a tie-in marketing campaign around the tool. However, the scene was cut from the final edit without Black & Decker's permission, and the company was cheesed. They sought $150,000 in damages and won, with 20th Century Fox settling out of court.
Jeez, McClane, you all right? You want a medic?
McClane, what the hell you think you're doing out there, huh? Playing John Wayne? How'd you like to spend the rest of the night in his cell?
But the best part about this story, Black & Decker never actually paid the agreed-upon $20,000. Number 6. Couples Retreat. This romantic comedy stars Jon Favreau and Kristen Davis as unhappy high school sweethearts Joey and Lucy Tanzini. In one scene, Joey enjoys himself to an old photo of model Irina Krupnik. Krupnik had previously sold the photo to a stock image company, but she never intended it to be used in the movie's context. As per her lawyer, quote, Krupnik did not contemplate, intend, or consent to the use of her photograph or likeness in a quasi-pornographic context.
It's good for sunburns, right? It's good, yeah? It's good for sunburn?
Okay, so I don't see anything.
She proceeded to launch a defamation suit and demanded $10 million in compensation. But by signing the rights away to the photo, Krupnik lost the ability to dictate how it was used. A judge threw out the case, and Krupnik never saw a dime. Number 5. 12 Monkeys. Apparently, Bruce Willis is a living, breathing lawsuit magnet. In the very beginning of 12 Monkeys, Willis's James Cole is interrogated on an elevated chair while some weird futuristic sphere probes him for weakness. Like The Devil's Advocate, this room and setup bore striking similarities to another piece of work, this one being a close approximation of architect Lebbeus Wood's neo-mechanical tower upper chamber. And just as The Devil's Advocate would have gone had Warner Brothers not settled, Woods won the case. He was awarded a high six-figure settlement from Universal Pictures in exchange for his work's use in the film, and the end credits claim that the interrogation room was inspired by the architectural work of Lebbeus Woods. Number 4. Romeo and Juliet.
Huh? Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
This classic adaptation of one of literature's greatest love stories turned out to be more tragic than expected. Director Franco Zeffirelli had initially promised the underage leads, Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting, that they would wear flesh-colored undergarments during their love scene. However, just before shooting, he convinced them to go nude with only body makeup, falsely assuring them their private parts would not be visible. Although Hussey initially defended the nude scene in 2018, her stance changed 5 years later.
How shall this be prevented? What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy?
She and Whiting sued Paramount Pictures for $500 million, claiming the incident caused them emotional damage. The lawsuit was dismissed, partly due to the statute of limitations, but it's still troubling that they were exploited in such a manner. Number 3. Borat. Is this the most sued movie ever? Let's go through the list. The villagers of Glad, Romania sued, claiming that the movie made them look incestuous.
She's my sister.
A South Carolina resident claimed that Sacha Baron Cohen made crude comments about him.
Give me a smile, baby. Why angry face?
Well, what you're saying is very demeaning. Do you know the word demeaning?
No.
Driving instructor Michael Snixa sued over the use of his image in promotional material. The man who runs away from Borat in New York sued over public ridicule and humiliation. Perhaps the most notorious scene to cause a lawsuit, however, came when two of the frat brothers Borat met in South Carolina launched a defamation lawsuit. On top of this, singer Esma Rajapova sued over use of her song, even though the filmmakers had received permission. Funnily enough, this was the only lawsuit to kind of win, as she had not been notified by her production house. She was awarded just 26,000 euros of her 800,000 euro suit. Number 2. The Interview. It was perhaps inevitable that a satirical film from Seth Rogen would stir some controversy.
Dave! Kim! Are you ready to share with the world that gorgeous smile of yours?
Sure enough, the interview contained a graphic death scene of Kim Jong-un that led to intimidating threats from the North Korean government. But as it turned out, the real issue arose from a much more innocuous detail. After hackers threatened to attack theaters that showed the movie, the studio opted for streaming. Kernel Films, the stealth startup handling the release, hired another company, Newstar, to ensure the streaming was secure. According to Newstar, though, Kernel never paid their $1.1 million fee, so they dragged them to court for it.
How many times can the US make the same mistake?
As many times as it takes.
In the end, the interview caused a lot more trouble than it was worth. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Twilight Zone, the movie. Much like an actual episode of the Twilight Zone series, its movie adaptation became linked to a real-life tragedy.
Can't believe it, you know? I can't.
Yeah. Drink your beer. Relax.
What do you mean, relax?
In the film's Time Out segment, Vic Morrow plays a bigoted man who was sent back in time to experience life on the receiving end of prejudice. The script initially featured Morrow's character rescuing 2 children during the Vietnam War. However, the young actors portraying the children were hired illegally and made to work at night. Tragically, while filming a scene involving a helicopter, Morrow and the children were killed when the aircraft crashed. Civil and criminal lawsuits were filed, with director John Landis and others being tried and ultimately acquitted of manslaughter. The bitter legal battles eventually led to stricter safety regulations in the industry.
Holy Toledo!
Hey, you guys! What happened up there?
What behind-the-scenes story from a movie do you find most fascinating? Let us know in the comments. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.